morning, friends. Welcome to Gentle Yoga. My name is Ellen. Happy, beautiful day. So today, what I have planned for us begins in Shavasana, kind of a supported Shavasana. So I'd like us to start by creating a little back bend, if we can. So if you have a couple of yoga blankets, grab those. If you have perhaps a beach towel or a bath towel that's kind of fluffy and big that you can roll into some little bolsters, that would be fantastic. Or if you have a yoga bolster, that would also work. But one of the more flat ones, not one of the big tubular ones. So something kind of about this size here. So these are my yoga blankets that I've folded down. Half C, half C, half C, half C, until you get to the point where it's about as big as your torso. And then if you take it and you can just roll that last little section into thirds or fourths. Depends on if you have one of the bigger sizes or smaller, slightly smaller sizes of yoga blanket. We're creating a little bolster that's a little narrower than our torso, just to support the length of our spine. The rolled end, where it's folded a lot, is going to have a little bit more bulk than the end that has the tassels. That will have a little less bulk. So place them, if you have to, right on top of each other. And I also have a block handy. This is just to use for once we get into some of our standing postures. Perhaps we wish our arms were a little bit longer, our hamstrings a little bit looser. And so the block will help us be able to find some stability, a little more reach. So you can set that aside. Here's how we get into our supported Shavasana. So if you place the blankets where your head's going to go, lengthwise with your mat, and then scoot your seat up. I leave a little gap just because these blankets are a little bit shorter than a bolster. If you have an actual bolster, one of the flat bolsters, you can scoot right up to your tailbone right up to the edge and then lay back on it. So when I first do this, you can see that my head's falling off the blanket, and I don't want to do that yet. I want to take my seat a little further away from the bolster so that I can lie back and my head is actually supported as well. So we want to tuck the chin just a little bit so you feel like your forehead and your chin are level. Your feet can reach to the corners of the mat here. Just kind of clear stuff out of your way too. We don't want to have stuff we're bumping into. It's distracting. So it'll help us go a little bit more into our internal focus if we're not touching things accidentally. So how does this feel in your body? We're trying to create a bit of a back bend starting at the collarbone in a continuous curve down to the tailbone. So if you feel like you've got some good support under the shoulder blades and the neck and the upper back, that's great. But if you feel like maybe your pelvis is tucking under a little bit, pick up your seat and just tuck your tailbone under a bit more. Scoot your seat just a little closer. Keep your shoulder blades down, but then you're just creating a little bit more back bend in the low spine as well. The body position will help us maintain. So we've just created a gentle back bend here, not a real big back bend. We don't want to feel like our head is falling over off the end, because that's also hard to relax when we feel like we're tipping over. And wherever the arms are comfortable, this starting posture has a little bit more sensation with our back bend. So maybe our arms are open a little wider. Maybe if you're not quite feeling it, you can hug your arms across your chest to open up the shoulder blades. And then keeping the shoulder blades open, extend the arms again out to the sides. We want to relax the chest, the neck, the chin. Maybe you give your toes a little wiggle, your fingers a little wiggle. Relax. And then find stillness. We'll bring our focus to our breath. Maybe eyes are closed. You can certainly keep your eyes open if you like, but our focus is internal. So bring the mind's eye somewhere within. Just allow the muscles to relax. Feel as if the body is being supported, is being held by the earth. Begin to deepen the breath. Bring our focus to yoga breath, which is breathing in and out through the nose. Long, deep breaths. So as you first begin, take a few really deep breaths. Just keep filling up the body, expanding like a big balloon. Maybe a little pause when you're really full of air. You can feel a little extra expansion. Long breath out. Push all the air out. Find emptiness for a moment. Deep breath in. Little pause with fullness. Try to relax with that fullness. Long breath out. Emptiness, the pause, the ease. Breathing. Finding your own pace of breath. Long, steady, deep breath. Back and forth between the fullness and the emptiness. Gentle me into an unclenched moment. A deep breath. A letting go of heavy expectancies, of shriveling anxieties, of dead certainties, that's softened by the silence, surrounded by light, open to mystery. I may be found by wholeness, upheld by the unfathomable, entranced by the simple, filled with joy. So may we bring that into our practice today. Thinking about the next posture before we move into it. So we're starting with a little bit of yin today. The posture will be very similar to what we're in, but we'll just have a little more back bend. So keeping your focus internal, you could bend your knees, plant your feet, scoot your tailbone up just a little closer to the bolster so that you can feel the bolster support the low back. And we'll bring our legs together. Beautiful. You could bend your elbows, place your hands beneath your seat, and tuck your elbows in a little closer to the body so we can use the elbows to help support what we're creating here is a back bend, and this is fish pose. So legs together, point your ankles, wiggle your toes, wave your toes around down there. And then just relax the legs, so narrower legs, extended ankles, breathing, just letting the head fall back. Matsyasana or fish pose. So we'll take a few more breaths here in our fish, in our back bend. Our focus internal, bending our knees, planting our feet. You can remove your hands from beneath your feet. And then bottoms of the feet together as our hips drop open. Reclined butterfly with a back bend here. So feet can be up closer to the body, or feet can be a little further away from the body. Breathing. So good to be in inversion. This is a gentle version of inversion. Beautiful. So opening the hips. One more breath here. Lots of sensation in the hips for this one. Beautiful. Extend the left leg long. We'll roll to the right elbow and find our way up to seated. Sitting tall, still focused internally. You can open or close eyes. But we'll face the left leg long, flexing your left foot back, and the right foot comes into the the upper thigh. So the right knee is open, the right hip is open. If that's a little too much on the knee, you can just extend the leg, okay? So body nice and tall. Inhale, a little tuck to the chin. Just let the head fall forward. Breathing. You can relax the front leg a little bit. Roll the spine forward and down. Moving into flexion here. Kind of like you're one of those curling in reverse. Inhale as we unsprout. Come tall. Unfurl. Lift the chin. Let the head fall back. Beautiful. Nice and tall. All right, gentle twist. Left hand on your left leg. Right arm opens to the right and back. You can support fingertips on the earth, or maybe they're touching your bolster. Nice tall spine. Neck turns to gaze over right shoulder. Breathing. Nice long spine is important in our twists. We're trying to take the back bends and the flexion out as we wring the spine out. Beautiful. We'll come forward again and twist the other way. So right hand can come to the right knee perhaps. Left hand opens back, left arm back. Neck turns to gaze over left shoulder. So this side we may not have quite as much of a twist. Inhale, tall spine. Beautiful. We'll come forward again, back to center. Inhale, tall. And on the exhale, walk your fingers forward, bending your elbows, maybe about 90 degrees. We'll keep our shoulders relaxed, letting that body fold forward toward the front leg. Breathing, little tuck to the chin, wherever you're feeling a little resistance, maybe in the hamstring. Pause and relax. Back of the leg is our hamstring. Beautiful. Inhale, we'll come tall. We'll rotate our body toward the right, this time opening our hip a little bit more. So maybe we want to push those bolsters out of the way. So you could open the right hip a bit more. Body faces the left. Left hand on our left leg, right arm opens to the right and up. Keep your gaze on your right hand. Right arm reaches up to sky. Left side body folds toward the left leg. So we're getting a side stretch on the right. Maybe right arm reaches further left. Feel it out. What feels good for your body? Maybe the left elbow drops inside of your left knee. Breathing. Maybe the arm sways. One more breath. Beautiful. Inhale tall. We'll plant the right hand next to us now. Left arm reaches up, gaze follows. You can create a little back bend, a little side stretch in the reverse direction. Breathing. One more time. Inhale, right arm to sky, leaning toward the left. Inhale, tall, right hand plants, left arm lifts, gazing up, leaning toward the right. Beautiful. Tall again. And we'll come back to center. Staff pose or Dandasana. So both legs are long, feet are flexed about hips width. Inhale tall, hands by your sides as staff pose. On the exhale, walk the fingers forward. Think about keeping a little bend to the elbows. Elbows tucked in so the shoulders relaxed. Breathing. Maybe you pick up your sitting bones and lengthen a bit more from hip to heel. Inhale some length from your tailbone to the crown of the head. And exhale, ease, surrender, long spine. Folds forward. Beautiful. Inhale, tall. We'll do the other side. Left foot comes into the upper thigh. Left knee could also just extend. Left leg could extend out and long if that's a little too much for the knee. But inhale, tall. Tall spine, tuck the chin. Exhale, folding toward the right leg. Elbows tucked in, shoulders relaxed. Breathing. If you flex more actively in that right foot, you'll get a more intense stretch on the back of the leg. And you could relax a little more. Sometimes that gives you a little better stretch. But keeping our hip neutral, toes upright. Beautiful. Inhale, tall. And we'll do our gentle twist here. Right hand on the right leg. Left arm opens left and back. You can plant the left hand wherever it's comfortable, give you a little support. So our hands are giving us some leverage. We're lengthening our spine. Neck turns to gaze over left shoulder. Beautiful. And we'll untwist forward again and twist the opposite direction. So left hand could be on your right knee. Left arm opens back. Neck turns to gaze over the right shoulder. You could add a little leverage and a little twist through, as long as we can find some ease in the twist. Beautiful. Forward again. All right, I'm going to give you a front view. You can stay right where you are. So open that left hip just a little bit more. Body faces left now. Right hand on the right leg. Left arm straight back. Gaze is on left hand, side stretch. Left arm reaches toward sky as the right hand comes forward down the leg toward the foot. Right side body is folding toward the left leg, and we're feeling a good stretch on the left side body. Left arm might reach high, it might sway, it might reach forward. Right elbow might drop down inside of the right knee. Beautiful. Inhale, tall. Now we'll plant our left hand next to our left hip. Right arm reaches straight up, gaze follows. Side stretch. You could bend that left elbow, leaning back. Little side stretch. One more side stretch, other way. Right hand forward, left hand to sky. Gazing up to sky, leaning toward right leg. Inhale, tall. One more time. Left hand plants, right arm reaches up. Feel that side stretch. Maybe a little back bend. Inhale, tall. Beautiful. And we'll come back to our staff pose. Dandasana, both legs long. Inhale. On the exhale, forward fold. One more forward fold. So maybe feeling a little looser this time. Breathing. One more breath. Beautiful. And cross our legs and come onto our hands and knees for tabletop position. So wrists beneath shoulders, knees beneath hips. Fingers are wide. Typically when we plant our hands on the earth, we want fingers wide, pointers parallel to each other, about shoulders width apart, typically. There are always exceptions. Anyhow, bend, drop the belly, arch the back, hips, and gaze high. So we're tightening up the back body so we can stretch the front. So releasing tension in the front body as we tighten back. The yin and the yang of yoga. Round and tuck, exhale. Tailbone tucks, hips and head fall. Pushing the earth away. Breathing. Maybe seat comes back toward the heels, kind of rounding back. Now that might be a little too much on the knees. You can feel it out. Inhale, belly drops, hips and gaze high for cow. Round and tuck, exhale, cat, with that optional child's pose. Beautiful. And we'll come back to our tabletop. Beautiful. Toes tuck under, seats to sky. Downward dog is next. If down dog is not in your practice, then forward fold might be next for you. So feet about hips width, down dog, hands are shoulders width. Maybe we're bending and extending opposite legs. Kind of bending the knee and extending opposite heel. Goal here is to feel a stretch in the back of the legs. Breathing while pushing earth away. You could also warm up the feet by pedaling. A breath or so where we're extending both legs long. Beautiful. Doesn't matter if our heels touch the earth. Just that we're feeling a good stretch in our hamstrings. All right, knees bend a bit here. Let's walk our feet toward our hands. Forward fold, ragdoll. Big bend to the knees. Maybe a little sway. Maybe you hold opposite elbows. You can kind of nod the head a bit, nice and loose. Our forward folds typically have the energy of surrender. Breathing. As you gradually begin to extend a little more length into your legs, feel it out. Find that good hamstring stretch. Feels a little different with different gravity. We did this seated. This might be a little easier to get a good stretch. Beautiful. Any amount of bend in your knees, though. We'll add that bend back as we roll tall, reach and gaze all the way up to sky. Inhale, back bend at the top. Exhale, hands to heart. Release, mountain. Beautiful. All right. So let's stand wide on our mat with our feet parallel to begin. Keep our seat tucked in. Hands to heart, a little tuck to the chin. Inhale, reaching up to sky. Gazing up to sky. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Hands can slide down the legs here. Settle as far down as you like to go. Inhale, half lift, lengthen your spine. Hands to the knees or the shins. Tuck the chin, extend your seat back and the crown of the head forward. And on the exhale, forward fold. Inhale the sky, reach and gaze. Palms together. Exhale, hands to heart. Beautiful. Now we'll turn our heels in and our toes out. Inhale, sky, reach and gaze. Exhale, hands to heart. Keeping our seat tucked, bending knees. So seat and ribs tucked in, little tuck to the chin, legs are opening, hips are opening, heels over knees. Knees over heels. And our thighs are angling out at that same angle as our feet. So we're really trying to open those hips. Keep the seat tucked in. Beautiful garland pose. Inhale, legs long, arms reach, star pose, shoulders drop down. Goalpost arms, squeeze your shoulder blades together back there. Give a little stretch to the chest. Beautiful. And we'll go back into those knees for goddess. So palms can turn to face the head. Inhale, star. Beautiful. Hands to heart. Exhale, back into our knees. Beautiful. Legs long. Arms reach straight out to the side. So here we'll turn our left heel left and our right toes right. Body faces forward. Inhale, and on the exhale, reaching out into the right arm. Lengthening the body. Feel that stretch in your right leg. Pause the body when you feel a good stretch. Windmill the arms. Left arm straight up to sky. Right hand is directly below. Breathing, draw the belly in. Utthita, Trikonasana. Inhale, tall, reverse. Left arm drops back, right arm lifts. Breathing. Beautiful. Back to our arms parallel and now bending the right knee. So big bend in that knee. You can see that my knee is way ahead of my heel, so I want to extend my length between the legs a little more. Right knee over right heel. Left heel is still angling back. Shoulders are over hips. Neck turns to gaze forward. Warrior two. Peaceful warrior. Left arm back, right arm lifts. Come back to our warrior two. An extended side angle. Right elbow to right thigh. Left arm to sky, gaze to sky. Left arm can angle further right. Right arm could come toward earth. One more breath. Beautiful. Peaceful warrior. Left arm back, right arm lifts. And release. Both legs long. Now we'll turn all of our toes forward and then pivot. Right heel right, left toes left. So we might be a little wide. You can bring your feet in a little narrower here. Body faces forward. Arms parallel to earth, triangle pose. Reach out into that left arm. Find that good stretch in your hamstring in that left leg. And then pause the body as you windmill arms, right arm straight up to sky. So revolving up toward the sky, right shoulder drops back. Breathing, inhale as we come tall, right arm back, left arm lifts. Find that side stretch, that back bend. Beautiful. Arms parallel again, left knee bends, big bend to the knee. Heel to heel alignment so the feet stay lined up, but we want left knee over left heel, so a little longer stance, shoulders over hips. Oftentimes we see pictures of people reaching forward, but we really want shoulders right above hips, so it's almost like you're reaching back. Neck turns to gaze toward left arm. Beautiful. Peaceful warrior, right arm back, left arm lifts. Beautiful. Warrior 2, transitioning to that side angle, left elbow to left thigh, right arm to sky, gaze to sky. Right arm could reach further left. Left arm could settle toward earth. Gives you a little more stretch in your adductor. Beautiful. Inhale, reverse. Peaceful warrior, right arm back, left arm lifts. Beautiful. And release. Both legs long. Toe heel together, or you could hop back to center. Mountain pose, Tadasana. 2 feet down. Body stays tucked in, zips up tall. Inhale to sky, reach and gaze. Exhale, hands to heart. All right, standing balance. So we want to focus our gaze off in the distance. So select a focal point. It isn't going to move around on you, and focus there. Transfer your weight into your left foot. So we'll peel that right heel off. We'll flex our right foot and bend the right knee. Lift that right thigh parallel to earth. That knee is straight ahead. Beautiful. So pushing into earth with left hand. You can reach those arms up to sky as well. Breathing, palms forward. Challenging our balance. Lower your arms. Palms down. Beautiful. Extending right leg long. Maybe a little bend in that left knee. You want to dip down. Inhale, lift. Right knee bends again. Arms lift. 2 more. Bending left knee, extending right leg down. Inhale, tall. Beautiful. 1 more. Arms down. Right leg extends. Left knee bends. Inhale, tall. Beautiful. Right leg down. Hands to heart. Weight will still be in our left leg. So transfer weight there. We'll bend the left knee this time, tiptoe. When the weight is out of that right leg, open the right hip, the right knee to the right. So we keep everything tucked in. I always picture a zipper from the left toe all the way up the left leg, all the way up the body toward the sky. Breathing. Left toes could rest on a block. They could rest on the inner calf. They could rest above the knee. Vrksasana. Lots of arm options in Vrksasana. So kind of a freestyle for your arms. 1 more breath here. Beautiful. Back to mountain. 2 feet down. Inhale, sky, reach and gaze. Forward fold, exhale, little reset. Any amount of bend in your knees. Half lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Inhale to sky, reach and gaze. Palms together overhead. Exhale to heart. This time, right foot roots into earth. So push right foot into earth. We're taking weight out of that left leg. We're zipping that body up tall. So once we're not using left leg to balance, flex the left foot, bend the left knee, lift the left thigh parallel to earth. That knee is straight ahead. The hips are neutral. Sometimes it helps to have a tiny little bend in that standing leg. Maybe we can reach our arms straight up, palms forward. Beautiful. So you can pause wherever you're finding your challenge with your balance. If you'd like to try, we'll lower the arms. We'll extend the left leg, keep that foot flexed and bend the right knee. So lowering down, Maybe catch your balance at the bottom with that heel. Inhale, lift. 2 more, beautiful. Lowering down. Inhale, lift. Last one, right knee bends, lowering down. Inhale, tall lift. Beautiful. Back to mountain, hands to heart, holding your focus. Weight is still in that right leg. Push right foot into earth. Zip that body up tall, left tiptoes, left knee bends. And when you get that weight out of that left foot, or that left leg, turn that left hip open, left knee open. So keep the body tucked in. Breathing, zipped up tall. Imagine like you're trying to zip into a scuba suit. Breathing. Left foot on the inner calf. Left foot could be on the upper right thigh. Left toe could touch down. You could find a little balance at the bottom with your toe as well. One more breath here. Beautiful. Back to mountain pose. 2 feet down. Inhale, sky, reach and gaze, reset. Exhale, forward fold. I like to imagine like an Etch-a-Sketch, and we're shaking it out. So maybe you give a little shake at the bottom, loosen it up. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold, reset. Inhale to sky, reach and gaze. Palms together. Exhale to heart. Beautiful. We'll move into our eagle pose, Garudasana. Give you a quarter view. So lift your elbows to shoulder height, forearms together. Little tuck to the tailbone, little tuck to the chin, pushing into the body stays nice and tall, knees bend. So feel that stretch in your calves to begin. Right elbow under left. Maybe you lift, maybe you lower a little bit. Feel it out. Maybe you wrap your wrists. Where's that good stretch? Maybe you hug if you want to take the edge off. Weight goes into our left foot. Right tip toes. Breathing. So our drishti, our gaze, between those arms, kind of straight through. Do the arms look a little bit invisible? When you don't have weight in that right foot, maybe we can cross right leg over left. Kind of wrap those legs tightly. Seal the space between the legs. Breathing. Right toes can tiptoe on the earth as well, on either side. How's that shoulder stretch? Do you feel the shoulder blades stretch apart? One more breath here. Garudasana. Beautiful. Back to mountain. Other side. Inhale, palms together overhead. Exhale, forearms together, elbows at shoulder height. Left elbow under right this time. Might feel different on this side. Kind of depends on how your shoulders are. Beautiful. What we do with our shoulders. Do we carry heavy bags? That can make a difference. So a little bend to the knees. Keep your body tall. This time the weight goes into our right foot. We'll take the weight out of our left. So left tiptoe. Beautiful. Some days this is where my eagle pose stays. But if you can get the weight and the balance out of left leg, cross that left leg over right. Maybe you tiptoe as you begin. Left toes on the right side. Breathing, focusing, wrapping the legs tightly. Seal that space. One more breath. Beautiful. Back to mountain, holding focus. Breathing. Beautiful. Inhale, sky, reach and gaze. Forward fold, exhale. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Any amount of bend in your knees here. Feet about hips width. So maybe we add a little bigger bend to the knee. Hug your arms behind your legs. Maybe you could hold opposite elbows behind the legs. Then you could gradually extend the legs a little longer. Breathing, just an option. Ragdoll forward fold or regular old forward fold. All good. One more breath. Surrender. Release. Beautiful. We'll come all the way down onto our seat. All the way down. And we'll roll onto our backs. Maybe a full body stretch would feel good. Maybe tucking the body into a ball would feel good. 2 breaths here, settling into the earth. Beautiful. Now we'll bend our knees, plant the feet, arms down by your sides. Tuck the chin. Feel as if you're trying to press the back of your neck into the mat. Same thing with that low back, little imprint down there. While we do that though, try to relax the chest. So we have an imprint, and now we'll cross our right ankle over our left thigh and let that right hip drop open. So you can keep that right foot flexed. Feel it out on your knee. I want you to pay a lot of attention to the right knee. Make sure this is comfortable. We're trying to open that right hip. So relax the glute muscles. Beautiful. This might feel good. You could just add a little weight. You could set a blanket on top of your left or your right knee. Or you could push a little bit. If you want a little bit more than that, we'll bring our left leg in toward the body. So feel it out. Come as far as feels good. You could decide if you want to slide the right heel up or down a little on that left leg. Left leg stays relaxed. Maybe the arms just kind of pull in a little bit. You could interlock your hands over the left knee or behind the left leg as well. Make a little basket weave with your fingers. Just interlocking the fingers is a good bind. Doesn't take a lot of effort. Can relax a little bit. So left leg relaxed. Feel it out in that right knee. We're still paying attention to that right knee. If there's pain in your right knee, we need to ask that right hip to rotate. And if we can't get that right hip to rotate and there's still pain in the right knee, set the left foot down on the earth and just back out a little bit. Breathing. But if you're searching for a little more, you could just draw in. Beautiful. Now we'll try this where we relax the flex in your right foot. See if you can relax the whole body. Breathing. Beautiful. And release, full body stretch, arms and legs long. And we'll do the other side. Bending our knees, planting our feet, arms down by your sides. This time left ankle crosses over right. Left hip drops open. And then option, you could draw that right leg in closer to the body. It's progressive, so just go as far as feels like the perfect amount of stretch. Left knee should feel comfortable. Left heel could slide up or down on the right leg. Breathing, interlocking the hands. You could hold over the knee or behind the leg. Breathing, few breaths here. Beautiful. And release. Full body stretch. Arms and legs long. All right. This time we'll open our arms straight out to the sides. Shoulder blades tuck under. Bending knees, planting feet. So we'll get that imprint again, but arms are opening out to the sides. Lots of options for spinal twist. You could have knees side by side. That's probably your gentlest version. Knees could drop only a little bit toward the right. If you want a little more than that, you could extend your right leg long, maybe touch the left toes to the right knee and let your knees drop toward the right. Or with both knees bent, you could cross your left leg over your right leg. So cross-legged. Knees are dropping toward the right. You can tuck the right hip under a little bit more if you want. You could lift your shoulder blades, stretch your arms apart, and then set both shoulder blades down. Neck turns to gaze toward the left. Breathing. So So feeling it out if you're feeling anything uncomfortable in the posture. See if you can relax a little bit. Sometimes we're just really tight, holding tight, and it helps to release and relax a bit. Other times we're just a little too deep. Might want to back out a little bit. Might want to slightly modify. One more breath here, surrendering into. Beautiful. And back to center. Neck turns to gaze up, knees back to center. And we'll come back to center, bending both knees, finding symmetry. Arms reach out to the side, so gentle version, both knees bent, progressive, left leg long, right knee bent. Most stretches most parts of the body. Right knee crosses over left knee. And we'll let our knees drop left this time. So maybe as we drop knees left, that left hip tucks under. You kind of wiggle the shoulder blades so they're both down. Stretch the arms out. Nice and wide. Neck turns to gaze toward the right. Maybe a little tuck to the chin. In your mind's eye, imagine the shape of your spine. And imagine it as it is. You can imagine it how you want it to be too. But really try to picture what's going on in your body. It should be nice and long. So if you're feeling a little back bend, try to neutralize that back bend. One more breath here. You can always use positive visualization with our yoga postures. Picture your body doing it, and your body might follow. Beautiful. And we'll come on out, untwist the neck, untwist the rest of our spine, back to center. Hug the knees, little hug in, little rock side to side. Beautiful. One more pose here. Arms by your sides, extending legs high, legs up the wall pose. So this could be a final posture. We're not quite there yet, but you could have this, your legs right up to a wall. Good resting pose. We'll extend our arms up though right now. Let your shoulders drop down. Shoulders relaxed. Then we'll bend our knees, open the hips, and begin to relax the lower body as well. So arms and legs are heavy. Hands are holding. The feet or the ankles or the shins, whatever you can hold on to here. Breathing. Make sure we don't have a back bend in the neck. So that little tuck to the chin. Smiling. Maybe that little rock side to side. Little massage. Self-care, right? One more breath here. Happy baby pose. And we can release our grip, hugging knees into chest. Final posture. Could be legs up the wall pose if you want to scoot up to a wall. Could be Shavasana, so unsupported Shavasana, supported by the earth. Let your heels find the corners of the mat. And we'll open the hips, so let your heels be in, your toes be out, arms can open, a little bit away from the body. Shoulder blades tuck under. Rock the head a little bit side to side. Beautiful. Finding that internal focus. Dhyana. And as we move into our final relaxation, I have some words to read to you, written by Gina Granaccio Murdoch. We are but individual waves in the same ocean of consciousness. We are all one. What if it's true? Would you look at me differently? How about the brilliant concert pianist, the professor, the supermodel, or the rock star? Or conversely, the drug addict, the homeless man, the crippled child. We are all one. What would you do differently today if that were true? Namaste, the light, the soul in me, greets and honors the light and the soul in you. Hello, I recognize you in me. That's so awesome. We're all one, breathing and beating together. And then again, so different too. We are but individual waves in the same ocean of consciousness. To identify with the individual wave or the collective ocean. It's one and the same. Remember the ocean even as you grow big and strong, for you are nothing without it. When you live as the ocean, you know the sun is always shining. It is brilliant and untarnished. It is divine. The individual, the wave, tends to attach to limiting thoughts that are like clouds covering up the divine light. It gets blocked, hazy, soiled and gray, like the smoggy city skyline. But still, the sun is shining behind it all. If only we could get out of the way. After all, we are divine, spiritual beings, having a human experience, aren't we? We are all one. What would you do differently today if that were true? Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that frightens us most. Bring a little bit of movement back, fingers and toes, facial muscles, hands, feet. Deeper breath, reawakening. Finding your way eventually back to seated, back to center, back to breath, internal focus. And we'll bring our hands to heart center, aligning our palms and our fingers as we bow the head. Honor the heart. Inhale, lift our mudra to the forehead. Honor wisdom. The light in me thinks the light in you is awesome. Namaste. Thanks for practice today, everybody. My name is Ellen. It's my pleasure to be here on Wednesdays with Gentle Yoga and on Fridays at noon with Yoga Flow. So we'll have new postures every Friday, new concepts on Wednesdays, lots of other wonderful classes on our virtual studio, ymcanorth.org. You can just look up virtual studio and find more information. So we'll see you. Namaste.